Hello friends, the topic for today is auto cycle under the course name Basics of IC Engine. But before proceeding further, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Harshit Agarwal, mechanical engineer, graduated from NIT Nagpur in 2008. I have cleared the Indian Engineering Services examination. I have got the offer letter from most of the Maharatna and Navratna companies. I have cleared GATE exam as well. Regarding course fee, there is no course fee as such, but you can always contribute whatever you feel like. You can also follow me on the specified link. So to start with auto cycle, before proceeding, I would like to introduce with air standard cycle or the ideal IC engine cycle. Before proceeding for IC engine, before proceeding for IC engine, before proceeding for auto cycle, before proceeding for diesel cycle, there are certain important assumption to study this subject. The first assumption is air is the working fluid and it is assumed as an ideal gas. As you can see in petrol engine or diesel engine, that is auto cycle or diesel cycle, there is petrol as well as diesel, but still we have to apply equation for the ideal gas equation. We have to use the equation of ideal gas, so we consider it air as the working fluid. We consider air as the working fluid and it is assumed as an ideal gas. Whether it is a petrol engine or a diesel engine, we are considering air as the working fluid. I will tell you this in my upcoming lessons. Then the specific heat remain constant. The specific heat at constant pressure as well as the specific heat at constant volume, it remain constant. You all must be knowing that as the temperature goes on increasing, there is a change in specific heat Cp as well as Cv. But in IC engine, we consider it to be remain constant. So the first assumption was air is the working fluid, so that we can use our ideal gas equation. And second is the specific heat remain constant. The third assumption is the working fluid does not undergo any chemical change. So as the temperature is increased inside the IC engine, the working fluid undergoes a chemical change. But the third assumption is the working fluid does not undergoes the any chemical change. Fourth, the working fluid is of fixed mass. All the IC engine we will take it as a closed system process. There is an inlet valve as well as exhaust valve, so it is an open system. But our assumptions to make IC engine easy to understand the IC engine concept, we are taking as a closed system. The working fluid is of fixed mass. I have to already explain this in my thermodynamics lesson, that the fixed mass is a closed system and a enclosed volume is a open system. So we are considering it as a fixed mass, that is a closed system. Fifth, all the processes are reversible. Whether it is a constant volume process, reversible adiabatic process, constant pressure process, all the processes are reversible. So these are the most important 5 assumptions of IC engine. These assumptions are asked in the interview. They ask that IC engine is an open system, still you are using the closed system. So you have to say that the working fluid is of fixed mass. We are assuming that it is a closed system. We are assuming air is a working fluid and it is an ideal gas. Next, auto cycle or constant volume cycle. This is very important. I have shown this auto cycle in PV diagram as well as in TS diagram. As you can see, there are 4 processes in PV diagram. First one, 1 to 2. 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression. 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression. We will be using PV raised to power gamma equations. Second, 2 to 3 is a constant volume heat addition. 2 to 3 is a constant volume heat addition, which is equal to PV equal to MRT. MR is generally constant, so we can take it as PV is directly proportional to T, but it is a constant volume, which means pressure is directly proportional to temperature. 3 to 4 is a reversible adiabatic expansion. 3 to 4 is a reversible adiabatic expansion. Again, in this we will use PV raised to power gamma equal to constant. And 4 to 1 is constant volume heat rejection. These are the 4 important processes in auto cycle. On TS diagram as well, 1 to 2 is a reversible adiabatic, and reversible adiabatic process is an isentropic process. So this is a vertical line. 2 to 3 is a constant volume heat addition. 2 to 3 is a constant volume heat addition. 3 to 4 is reversible adiabatic expansion. That is why it is a vertical line. And 4 to 1 is constant volume heat rejection. We have shown it like this. So these are the 4 important processes, and I have explained you on this on PV as well as TS diagram. Keep in mind, these all the 4 processes are for auto cycle. It is also called as constant volume cycle. Next, efficiency of auto cycle. In this slide we are deriving the efficiency for a Otto cycle. As you all must be knowing that efficiency is what? Net work done upon heat supplied. With net work done we can also write heat supplied minus heat rejection upon heat supplied. So we are writing 1 minus QR upon QS. As you know, QR heat rejection is from where? From 4 to 1. So we have written MCV T4 minus T1 because heat rejection is done in constant volume. Similarly, heat supplied is from where? From 2 to 3. So we have write MCV T3 minus T4. Cancelling out MCV, the equation becomes 1 minus T4 minus T1 upon T3 minus T2. Taking out T1, in bracket it's T4 by T1 minus 1, and taking out T2, it's in bracket it is T3 by T2 minus 1. Now to eliminate T1 by T2 in adiabatic process, this is the adiabatic process 1 to 2. The equation is T1 V1 raised to power gamma minus 1 equal to T2 V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. So T2 upon T1 is equal to V1 upon V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. And what is V1 upon V2? As I have already explained in my previous lesson, V1 upon V2 is what? Compression ratio, which is V1 we can write Vs plus Vc, and V2 is Vc. So T2 upon T1 is equal to R raised to power gamma minus 1. So here you can see, similarly from 3 to 4 is again an adiabatic process. We have written here T3 V3 raised to power gamma minus 1 equal to T4 V4 raised to power gamma minus 1. Eliminating T3 by T4 is equal to R raised to power gamma minus 1. Similarly, here also T2 by T1 is equal to R raised to power gamma minus 1, and T3 by T4 is equal to R raised to power gamma minus 1. So we can write T2 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T4. T2 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T4, which that means T4 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T4. Cancelling this T4 upon T1 minus 1 upon T3 minus T3 upon T2 minus 1. We are cancelling this, and the final equation becomes efficiency is equal to 1 minus T1 by T2, and efficiency is also 1 minus 1 upon R raised to power gamma minus 1. This is the final formula for the efficiency of Otto cycle. Keep this in mind, keep this formula in mind, because maximum numerical will be on Otto cycle in GATE as well as engineering services examination. So efficiency of Otto cycle is 1 minus 1 upon R raised to power gamma minus 1. R is the compression ratio. So this is the graph for efficiency and compression ratio. As the R is increasing, efficiency is what? Increasing. So the moment you increase the compression ratio, efficiency will go on increasing. Just keep this formula in your mind, and as well as derivation. In engineering services conventional paper, you will be asked the derivation to derive the formula for efficiency of Otto cycle. So just go through this definition and just solve it 2 to 3 times. You will remember this. This is not a difficult derivation as all. Thanks a lot from my side. This is Harshit Agarwal.